And welcome everybody to the stream. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm checking mic levels here. Hang on a sec. Gotta look over. There's a microphone right here. If you notice right here, my pop screen. So I gotta just glance over. Oh, okay. I think we should have microphones. Hi there, everyone in chat. According to my stats here, we've got 5 people who are watching the stream, I think. So hopefully you guys are hearing me okay. I'm not hearing myself, but it's probably just a setting. So I will leave that off because I think last time I had the setting on, I was getting a pretty bad, I was getting echo. Oh, good. Field Medic, hey, Field Medic FM. Field Medic, how are you? Howdy. Hey guys, hey Jay, I saw you there. I'm sure Stuka is hanging out there, so go ahead, say hi to each other in chat. Laura is here! Yay! Guys, Laura is here! She wasn't here last time. Hey, Laura, how are you? Here's my hand. How are you doing? Haru! Hey, my mic is a little low. Okay, let me try this here. It could be because I'm a little far away from it. And there's probably ambient sound from behind. I've got the fan going. It's a little warm in here where I am. So hopefully, let me know if that mic level is nice and loud. I don't want to turn it off and turn it up too bad and blow everybody's ears out. Field Medic, not bad yourself. I'm doing just fine. It's a little warm here, out here in the wilds just outside of Seattle. So everybody, we got Field Medic, Stuka, Haru, and Laura. Greetings, Laura. Hope you're doing well down there south of the border. So let me know if you guys aren't hearing the mic very well. I think I've got my sound levels look like they're up in the yellows here on OBS, so I'm hoping you guys are hearing me okay. I don't know who else is in chat, but if you're a lurker, hi, welcome. Do come on in. We promise we won't bite really hard. So I'm sure we're gonna get some more folks coming in. So welcome everybody to this is episode 7 of the heat's unpleasant. It's it is what it is. I got a fan going, so if you guys hear a little humming sound in the back behind me, there's a fan pumping out some air. It's doing okay. So it's not going to be too bad. But anyway, yes, welcome to episode 7 of Anime Shiyou, right up there in the title screen right there. Let's anime. Oh, good. Thank you, Laura. Mike sounds good. All right. Welcome to episode 7, which is, like I said last week, is kind of a milestone because some of the stuff that I've read about 75% of podcasts, and this is not technically a podcast, but whatever, tomato, potato, you know what I'm talking about. About 75% of podcasts, they say, on average, don't make it past episode 7. So we are on episode 7. We're about to hit episode 8 next week, which we will have because there's so much to talk about in terms of anime and Bandori. Speaking of Bandori, yes, I have the towel. I have the towel, of course. There, look at that. Oh, here we go. There. Poppy-pa with all the names that we know and love. And of course, I've got the shirt here. Podcast adjacent. Yes, thank you, Jay. Podcast adjacent. Yes, I've got the shirt, of course. Got my uniform on. And speaking of which, today, I think I've mentioned before on the stream, podcast stream, whatever we want to call it, on the show, that Jay and Stuka, who you see there in chat, are nearby. They're kind of neighbors of mine, so we have seen each other in the past, and we actually just saw each other today because they gave me a belated birthday present, and I'm going to share it on stream. Check this out. I told them I was going to share it on stream, so don't be embarrassed. But anyway, no, this is really cool. Okay, you guys ready? Ready? Okay, here. 3 stickers. Check this out. Podcast half sibling. Yeah, I guess you could call it a podcast sibling. Yeah, I can see that. Definitely. We'll come up with some more names. But I do like podcast adjacent and half siblings. So that's sort of like the black sheep of the family, I guess. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. But anyway, These are cool. These are cool. Okay, so first thing, before I get to the stickers, which are Bandori-related. Okay, so they got me... I have not tried this yet. This looks extremely tasty. This is called Castella, which is it's a Japanese-style baked sponge cake. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see the picture? Do you see that tasty goodness? There's 7 pieces. I'm going to eat all of it and probably get sick. Maybe not, but you never know. Well, I mean, after all, I still haven't finished off the Pocky sticks from last time, and I still have them here, right there. Can you hear them? Look, ASMR snacks. You can hear that's the sound of Pocky in the package, in the box. That was creepy, wasn't it? That was just a little creepy, but don't worry about that. Speaking of snacks, because we talked about snacks, and earlier we were talking about the chocolate croissant. I got, not brought to you by the Live Diabetic. What episode? No, that's the. Okay, all right. Okay, so maybe I'm not gonna eat all 7 pieces, but yeah. If you guys get a call from me in the middle of the night saying I need insulin, you probably know what happened. No, not brought to us because we're not officially sponsored by these people. We have a chocolate cornet inside here, and then of course the drink of choice. We've got ourselves an iced blended. This is an iced blonde vanilla latte. Yes, ASMR with Abner. This is a blonde vanilla latte. Can you hear the plastic? You probably can't. That just sounds okay. Never mind. That just sounds weird. Oh, here we go. Here's the wrapper for the chocolate cornet or the chocolate croissant. But anyway, we'll get to that later. So anyway, no, come on. So this is from Jay and Stuka, belated birthday present, because as you know, my birthday was a couple weeks ago, and they said these just come in. So these are awesome. I got 3 stickers. So you guys ready? You guys ready? All right. Here's the first one. It's Arisa. Look at that. They're really cool with the really cool outfit, which kind of goes well because I've got. You guys have met. You met Keychain Arisa, right there, right. Oh, speaking of which, the other Keychain Arisa, which I don't know if I showed you guys. Where did she go? Here we go. And no, I have not yet opened the package. There's the other Keychain version 2, right? So anyway, that's the other one. So yes, we got an Arisa sticker. Check it out. So cute, right? The sticker number 1. Second sticker. Speaking of the chocolate cornet, Remy inside the chocolate cornet. Yeah, look at that. So cute. Kawaii. That's so kawaii. Remember, kawaii, not kawaii. The other one's scary. And then this one is just a general bang dream. All the leads from the bands, which is really cool. Check it out. That's neat. That's a neat one. So yes, thank you again to Jay and Stuka for those. Those are awesome. Look at that. Fun. I really have to figure out where that camera is. Look at that funness. Bandori fun, which I wanted to wait until we got to the Bandori segment, but I had to share. Anyway, I got so excited. All right, so let's get started with everything for the show tonight. One thing that I do want to point out that I just found out about actually a couple days ago, or yeah, it must have been yesterday. The Aniplex Online Fest. Guess everybody's doing their what's that? Their vinyl. Pretty Hardy, yes. The stickers. So I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to do with them yet. They may just stay as they are for a while until I find some place to put them on, and then I'll figure something out. But they look really cool and they're fun. Thank you. Domo arigato gozaimasu. So there's some Japanese which you should probably already know by now, Jay. As I did promise, I'd throw out some random Japanese words for your lesson today. Today's lesson on tonight's show. Kono bangumi e yokoso. Welcome to this show. Ima nama hoso. Right now we are broadcasting live. There you go. There's a little bit to you. Yes, Haru, I'm still practicing, and I'll promise I'll get back to those translations as soon as I can. Yeah, I'm being pretty lax. Things have been a little busy and kind of brain dead at the end of the day, so not much in terms of being able to get the translations. It would take a lot of brain power. Let's see. Stuka says no one knows what to do with stickers, but they were too cool. But yes, you're right. Never want to pass those up, especially for something as cool as these guys. Look at that! Look at that! I'm just gonna gush about them some more because they're fun. Especially, well, you know, my favorite character is Arisa, despite the fact that you know who my favorite seiyus are. That's a whole other thing that we'll touch on at a different time. But anyway, what I was gonna say, found out that Aniplex Online Fest. So Aniplex, for those of you who watch anime streaming, you guys probably know who they are. They're having an online showcase or online convention. I think it's only one day. It's going to be July 3rd at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's on the East Coast. Do the math for your respective locations around the globe. It's going to be hosted by Sally Amaki, who plays Fujima Sakura on the anime 22/7 or Nanabun no Nijuni. So if you guys have seen that, it's another idol anime one. I think it runs a little more serious than some of the other ones that I've... but, I mean, it still has its moments. I would say it's similar to probably Wake Up Girls, but there's a sort of supernatural element. Sort of slightly supernatural. There's a sort of a certain element to it that's not quite Wake Up Girls in that, well, you'll have to watch it to find out exactly what I'm talking about. But it's still another interesting one, and it was one of those that I watched when I was going through the various idol animes before I got to Bandori. So anyway, so if you guys are interested in that, it's a whole one-day thing. I'll put a link up in the show notes at the end. If you guys are interested, go check it out. Look, I believe it's free. They've got a whole bunch of stuff going on for that, and it's an entire day, an entire evening worth. Since it starts at 6 and I think it goes to like 10 or 11 p.m. and there's some DJ things going on and various musical offerings. So go check that out if you guys are of the mind to. So now, having done that, we'll get to the next part of our program, which is that's right, folks. Let that sink in again, because it's such a great intro to the song. So Bandori time. All right. So first up, we do have a birthday that was announced, or at least it showed up on my Twitter feed a couple days ago, June 18th, which was yesterday, at least here on the West Coast. It was Nakagami Ikumi's birthday, and she plays Maya, for our resident Passipare drummer. So happy birthday to her. I didn't get to see exactly how old she is, but that doesn't matter. It was her birthday, so happy birthday, Ikumi-san. Tanjobi omedetou. There you go. There's Jay Stuka. Jay, for you. There's another one. Happy birthday. Tanjobi omedetou. So there's another word for you. Okay, so we got that birthday. Next up, on the 7th of July, Kudoharu Sayo from Rosalia is going to release her first single, Under the Sun. I think the album also comes with 3 songs in total, so that's going to drop on the 7th, and then 7 days later, on the 14th, Sae is releasing her second mini album. She's got this one is called Star Kaido, and that one has 6 songs in it, so that should be a lot of fun. She's got some cool stuff from what I've heard in the past, so if you guys are a Sae fan, if you guys like Otae, and of course her rabbits, you'll probably like that. She's a great guitarist. I've seen some of her solo stuff, and she's pretty good. So give her a check out if you guys are interested, or if you already know about that. I'm sure you've got that on your wait list or your wish list, and it's gonna head to you from wherever it is that you're ordering from. CD Japan, probably one of your best bets. I think they might also drop on Amazon, Amazon.jp if they're carrying it there. So do check them out. Okay, so this next part we're going to do has to do with, and I think I mentioned it on Twitter earlier this week. So this has to do with Hibiki Style number 685. If you guys haven't been following, or you don't know, I shall let you know. Hibiki Style is a YouTube channel show feature that runs, I think, every couple of days, at least two videos a week, run by Hibiki, the Hibiki agency, which is the primary agency for a lot of the seiyus who are in Bandori. So we're talking about Sasaki Mikoi, Mikoron, Ayase-chan, Aimin, Ai-Ai-chan, Sumu Sumu, Risa Sumugi, and a bunch of there's several other ones. I think Amane is there too. There's like at least eight or nine, maybe 10 female seiyus, and then about 6 male seiyus who are part of the Argonavis, the male Bandori version. But anyway, which I don't really quite follow. That's okay. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of seiyus who are affiliated with Hibiki, the Hibiki agency, and I guess this has been going on for at least since 2019. Since when I started watching Bandori stuff, they had shown up on YouTube, so I've been following it them. So most of the, and Rimi's in there too. So usually they'll have one or two seiyus do various things. They'll either like report, they'll either do challenges, or they'll be on live on scene somewhere reporting or walking around doing stuff. Basically, it's basically a vlog for all intents and purposes. So this one dropped 2-3 days ago, earlier this week. This one is number 685. So there's been a whole lot of them. Pardon me, heat. I've got to hydrate. So in this one, we have our two hosts are Sumugi Risa, Sumu Sumu, and Tono Hikaru, who plays one of the characters from the Starlight Review Starlight, the game itself, I think. And the character's name is Yumeoji Shiori. I don't know much about her, but she's in the game. And she's Hibiki and affiliated with Bushiroad, so Bandori-related. Again, adjacent. It all works out, doesn't it? It's so much fun. Anyway, all right, so this is, again, number 685. Now, this one, the majority of it is, I think it's like 12 minutes of the two of them playing a first-person shooter called Apex Legends, which I've not heard of, but, it looks kind of fun. If you guys are interested in kind of play streams or play videos, live play videos, or what have you, check it out. It's kind of fun just watching them run around, shooting stuff, and reacting to the game itself. The part a little bit later in the segment is what. Let's do this. I'll show it to you, and then I'll comment afterwards. Now, mind you, I mentioned this to Stuka earlier. For those of you who are sort of field medic, terrible at, but fun. It kind of reminds me a little bit of what is that? It's almost like Half-Life, a little bit. But there's more outdoor play. So there was another older Unreal Tournament, that kind of thing. It had that vibe. I'm sure those are old games. We're talking 90s. So I'm sure if there's a more recent game that's familiar to, I'm sure Field Medic will be able to let us know what that is. I know you play a lot of video games. I remember watching you and your friends play games while there. Yeah, some Unreal. Yeah, very Unreal Tournament vibes. Those were the games. Those were the first-person shooters that I was playing. Unreal. Going all the way back to Doom, but we won't get there because that just means I'm old and those are the games. Castle. Was it Falkenstein? Was it one of the earliest first-person shooters where it's like really bad 8-bit graphics? Anyway, so yeah, I go all the way back to Doom and all those games. But anyway, so yeah, Apex. They're playing Apex. It's this second portion of the video that, well, like I said, I'm gonna play it and then I have some words. And for those of you who might be a little squeamish, there's some disturbing sequences. So a couple of disturbing. My very first LAN party was Unreal. Oh, very nice. See, Wolfenstein. Thank you, Castle Wolfenstein. Yes, very early 8-bit graphics. I at least from what I remember, it was like, right, what is, and I think what was the what was it? I think the opening screen had something in German that it said, and I can't remember. I'm sure I'll remember what it said. At the very beginning, as everything was kind of loading, there was this one German phrase that pops up on the screen, and then the game starts playing. My first LAN party actually was Counter-Strike, and I sucked at it. And all the other guys that I was playing with were far better than I am, so I would just sort of sit in the back, get killed really quick, and then just watch everybody, run around, because it was pretty much, I think it was pretty much deathmatch every single time. There were no capture the flag or anything like that. It was like two teams, and they just kind of went around finding everybody, and taking everybody out. And usually we always had, and there was always one guy, which I'm sure Stuka, Field Medic, you might be able to appreciate this. We always had that one sniper who would camp, right? There was always that one guy. He was always somewhere where you can't quite get to him, and he'd just sit there, and until you got him, you had to wait until somebody got to him, or he killed off everybody in your team, and then everybody respawn. But anyway, so this, as I said, this little sequence, if you're squeamish, turn away, look between your hands. There's some disturbing images, so I'm gonna play it, and then I'm gonna get a little huffy and rant at the end. So here we go. Brace yourself. Here it is. Whoop. Wrong one. Sorry about that, guys. Well, we start again. All right, now here we go. Here, let me scroll down to the correct clip, and we'll go.
ちゃんとサバゲーの人ってこんなの重たい。めっちゃ重たい。これ光るぐらいあるよ。これはどんだけ持ったらこういうこと？いやほら。すごいよ、危ない。光より重いよこれ。なんか言うの。見える私。何も見えない。本当？重たいそう。ちょっと重たい。じゃあこちらをやったー、かっこよくない？金額が4万円ほどということでございまして、お財布用意していただいたので。
Hibiki Agency, what are you doing? What? Okay. There is just where do I begin? Okay, so in the video you had Tono-san and Sumu-san. Sumu was on the right side of the screen. Tono was on the left side. Where do I start? People, this is a... All right, speaking as somebody who has experience with firearms for over 15 years, there are several things that were really bad in that video. For one, Sumu looking down the barrel of a rifle. Now that's for those of you... yeah, you don't look down the barrel of a rifle. Whether it's a real one or a fake one, airsoft, whatever, any firearm, that is not something you do. Now, PSA here. he you know, listen to what I'm saying. That is something that you never ever do. Under no circumstances do you look down the barrel of a. Now that for those of you who are interested, Stuka, that was actually, yes, it was. If you're, in case you were wondering, it is an M14. My guess it's probably the M1, the M1A version of that rifle that Springfield makes. So that would be the 7.62 by 51 or 308 Winchester, whichever, depending on where you're purchasing it from. So yes, under no circumstances do you ever look down the barrel of a rifle or firearm or anything like that. Never. Dame, yamete, stop. Dame, no, abunai. Dangerous. There's another word for you. The other thing that concerned me was the fact that, and I'm really surprised at Hibiki for even putting that there without having somebody there to say, hey, here's safe handling practices. My God, when I saw that video, I about lost my brain. The magazine, that box that was still underneath the rifle, was still there, so we don't know whether that's reloaded or not. Nobody ever checked it, so I'm really surprised that Hibiki, of all people, I would think that there was somebody versed in firearm safety who would say, okay, here's what you do. You guys want to look at this? Great. But here's how to safely look at it. No, again, don't look down the barrel of a gun. Make sure it's safe. We don't know that there's anything in the chamber of that rifle, since the magazine, that little box underneath, is still attached. Nobody dropped it. We didn't check. We didn't clear the chamber. And then when just toward the end of the video, when Sumu holds it up, did you see where her finger went? No. You never put your finger in the trigger. Doesn't matter. Yes, yes, Stuka, exactly my question. Why didn't production staff? Because there's at least 2 or 3 people there who are filming and, watching comments and whatnot. Why didn't they? Why? Or even bring somebody from outside the company for the safety of their seiyuu, for their voice actors. You need that. That really concerned me, and I might have to write a sharply worded letter that no, never. If they would want to do something like that later on, just to showcase something, whatever that might be, great. But yes, safety protocols must be in place for something like that, because this is something that very triggering for me, because I don't want anybody to get hurt, and this is how you get hurt in something like that. And I seriously wished in past tense, but wished that they had somebody on staff who would say, hey, this is, and she does say at the very beginning of that video, Maji no rifle. So honest to goodness rifle. So I'm guessing this is the real thing. It's not a prop. Even then, prop or not, handle it like you would an actual firearm. None of that should have been happening. Finger out of the trigger guard. Under no circumstances do you look down the barrel of something like that. So my rant, I just had to share because, and I think I ranted a little bit on Twitter, but I it's a segment. I'm talking about Bandori. I love Bandori. I want them to stay alive. I don't want anything to happen to them. So I dearly hope I'm gonna send them a sharply worded letter saying, you guys, did you know not to have them looking down the barrel of a rifle? I'm sure they're gonna tell me, oh, but that was just a prop. It's heavy, but it's weighted as a prop. Doesn't again, like I said, doesn't matter. Yes, should have said something. Wouldn't you think that, guys? Yes, definitely. Whoever provided. Whoever provided, I think, marginally responsible. Laura, maybe it was a fake and that's why the staff didn't worry. worried. Even with a fake, Laura, I know there might be some who would say, well, it's just a fake, no worries, nobody's going to get hurt. But still, even with a fake, because you never know what can be a fake and what is not. My personal, and this is just a personal policy of mine, personal preference of mine. But I've worked around firearms, and I've used firearms for over 15 years plus, and the thing that has always been drilled into me, like from the very beginning, yes, real steel or airsoft, yeah, potential for injury and death does still exist, whether it's a fake, whether it's a prop. Safety first, above all else. And you will hear that from anybody I know, anybody who works around firearms, whether they're stuntmen or prop men or whatever. That is always the case. Even if you're dealing with a fake, doesn't matter what it is. Always treat it as the real thing. Treat it kindly. Treat it well. Don't screw around with. Never mess around with it. And I need to get that out there. And I hope somebody who is with Bushi Road or Hibiki or somebody else will hear this or see this and say, yeah, you're right. Fake or not, it's you gotta follow it's gotta yeah. So as you can tell, that's sort of a personal peeve of mine, a little pet peeve of mine. But yes, safety paramount above everything else possible. No, that was not a good thing for them to have done. Yes, I would take it up with somebody, whoever provided that. Whether it was, a production company of some sort, and they say, oh, here, you can have one featured on your show. Somebody should have been there to say, here's the proper etiquette, here's the proper procedure for handling something like this. You can show it off, but there are some things you must always do and you must never do when handling something like that. So, I'm going to get off my soapbox now because we've got other fun things to talk about besides possibly people getting hurt. So we're going to turn to Team Y. Does everybody watch Team Y? Team Y, if you don't know, is another. They're Hibiki affiliated, but it's not Hibiki specific. Team Y is an offshoot by three of our favorite seiyus, Mikoron, Ayasa-chan, and Aimin. So the three of them have their own little channel, and they call it Team Y. The three of them it's basically another video blog, so they go around doing stuff. It's really fun, some really cool stuff. They go shopping, they'll go to May, good morning, May, hey, how are you? Ohayo gozaimasu. And to you too, Laura, ohayo gozaimasu. Laura, yes, and Haru, Haru, I know you're there. Don't fall asleep, because you fell asleep last time. I'm watching you. I'm watching you right now. I'm watching you. Good morning. Yes, good morning to Laura. Down where you are, you're about the same time as the U.S., aren't you? You're evening there. Down where you are, you're in Colombia, right? So good morning, May. Glad you could join us. You just missed my rant about Hibiki number 685, which you can catch later on. I will leave it where it is as it stands. So we're talking about Team Y, the most recent episode of I'm Playing ML. Okay, but it's good. It's good to have you. It's good to have you on chat, Haru. Good morning where you are, fellow Pinoy. Magandang umaga, Jan sayo. So anyway, so Team Y, mostly recent episode. So again, as I was saying, it's the three of them, Ayasa, Mikoron, and Aimin. They've got their own channel. They do a lot of fun stuff. They go out on little escapades, excursions. They've gone out shopping. They've gone to, I think they went to like a really cool Starbucks where it was like all, fancy, and they got some good eats there. I think they spent about $300 on food. But and speaking of food, yes, yes, yeah, right, Colombia, and it's 10:30. Oh, yes, so you're about 2 hours removed from, because it's right now it's 8:30 here, 8:38 to be exact. So cool, excellent. So hello down there. Hope the weather is doing well for you down there. We're kind of hot. It's like 70 degrees right now, or at least in my room it's about 70 degrees. I got the fan going. So hopefully the weather is treating you well down there. But anyway, so back to Team Y. So yeah, they do vlogs. So this most recent one, which dropped about 2 or 3 days ago, earlier, middle of this week, is actually a follow-up to a previous one that they dropped much earlier in the week, in which the three of them play Twister. It's a fun. I'll put the links in the show notes afterwards for these two videos. So they play Twister. Amy lost Twister, and so her penalty, or the prize for the other ones, depending on how you want to look at it, was she's buying them dinner. So she buys them dinner, and who should turn up on the show but I is the fourth member of Team Y who shows up on the show, on this episode, and so she partakes in this dinner that I think she buys an Uber Eats for everybody present there, and it's this big spread. I believe she spends something like $200 bucks, $250 US for the meal, and it's pretty goodly sized. They probably got some expensive eats there. So I shows up in that one, and it's a fun little segment. And I just started to notice one of the last times that I showed up on the show. They did a remote show with the four of them on like a Zoom chat, but one of the ones in addition to that one was also having to do with food. They had gotten they had ordered some sushi and sashimi and some other stuff to eat, and I showed up to join them for food. So I'm finding it rather interesting that of all the guest spots that II's been doing with Team Y, food happens to play a part. And I wonder if she decides to weasel herself in and say, "Oh, you guys are doing food? Can I come?" Which, I really wouldn't put it past her, since she just tweeted about an hour ago that she was hungry. So I tweeted back a picture of a hamburger. So if you want to see on my Twitter feed, I responded to her. She said, "I'm hungry," and I gave her a picture of a hamburger with I think there's a. If I remember right, it's shining lights and rainbows or something like that. So, why not a hamburger? Oh, yeah, exactly, May. Free food. Amy's paying for it, and she just dropped $200 on food. Why not? Exactly that. Yeah, it's all good. So she was the guest the last time it was food. I'm guessing that the next time she's a guest, there's more food. It's going to be featured, so that's just kind of fun. And they have a little fun chat later on in the middle of the segment where they do some. I think they it looks like they're talking about best way to hold hands. So check out that little segment. It's kind of cute. And since we're talking about II, which of course, as you guys know, that's only going to lead to Cho Seiyu Sanjo, otherwise known as Ojo-sama. And of course, we get back to II and maho-nee appreciation. Yes, exactly. So yes, again with that little clip there, because it's a lot of fun, and just the two of them showcasing their, as Haru has put it to me before, controlled chaos, I believe is the term she uses. And actually, this little tribute clip that I'm going to play for everyone is another example of that controlled chaos in action. I'll explain what happens afterwards. But this is just a fun little bit, and I will let you guys enjoy it as part of the I Maho tribute. Here we go.
アイバイナ富田真帆の I love プロレスリング。待って富田真帆って言った時なんかここだったの。おい私はここや。ちょっといきなり始まったといきなりどういうことだ。おカメラほら感覚が細そうだ。お下がりください。お下がりください。皆さん危ないです。お下がりください。お下がりください。お下がりください。お下がりください。お下がりください。お下がりください。お下がりください。落ち着くんじゃ。気をつけてください。今日は荒れるぜ。己のミスが命取り。気をつけてください。スタッフの皆さん気をつけてください。分かってるか。命取り今日で終わるかもしれない。気をつけてください。分かってるかお前ら。気をつけて。はい。わかりました。
Sorry, guys. That's just a lot of fun. So yes, controlled chaos there. So there's a little example of Maho just hulking out because so basically what happens is when they introduce themselves, the camera goes, instead of hitting Maho, goes to where she usually would have sat, right in the middle next to Aya instead of where she is, because they're going to have a guest there. So all you see is the whiteboard, and then it flips to her. So she gets mad and saying, hey, you put it to, I said Maho, tell me the Maho, and you put it on the whiteboard. I'm right here. And then she goes off and does her, I'm going to get you. And then meanwhile, there's Aya ringing the bell and saying, everybody please sit down, please sit down, please sit down. And then she decides she's going to jump the table. All right. Okay. Yes. Controlled chaos. Thank you. That's yes, Laura. I love the two of them. They're just hilarious. They're freaking hilarious. As you've seen some of the other ones that they did. The one from last week was the wrestling one that they did on Maho channel, and she's just screaming like a cat stuck, in a bicycle chain, and all I did was I'm done, and she's screaming bloody murder. I'm dying. So, yeah. So there's another tribute clip to the two of them, and I drink to you, Ojo-sama. There we go. Okay. So, all right. So now we move from that. It's time now to talk about some anime. You guys ready for some anime? Let's do this. Okay. So a couple bits of news that I ran into regarding anime. My Life as a Villainess. Have you guys been watching this show? Have you guys seen this show? I believe it's on Crunchyroll right now. My Life as a Villainess, and I think I talked about it last week, is getting a second season. Did I already talk about this? I'm not sure. It sounds familiar. But anyway, they're getting a second season, so I'm really looking forward to that. That's a fun show. Very cute. Instead of your typical isekai role-playing game, she drops into I think it's a romance simulator. One of those dating sims that takes place in sort of a kind of isekai-ish kind of world. So it's really cute. So I'm glad they're getting a second season. I really want to see where they go with that. The other news, and didn't get much of the details involved, but apparently Funimation is going to be streaming the entirety of Robotech and also releasing Blu-rays. Unfortunately, the Blu-rays are going to be available in the U.S. Hopefully that changes, or people will be able to get it elsewhere. But they're going to be streaming this fall. I believe it starts September 28th. Funimation will start streaming the entirety of Robotech. From what I can tell in the news reports that I'm looking at, it's just the English dubbed version. I'm hoping at some point, or there's the potential for the original Japanese. I seem to remember there's a lot of there's some stuff going on in terms of licensing, whether they can actually show, the Japanese dub version, but I believe you can purchase the seasons, the original Japanese season on Amazon Prime. The last I looked, it was available. You can buy the show for a certain amount. I guess depending on where you are, what that fee would be. But as far as Funimation is concerned, according to the report, the series will be available in the US, Canada, the UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, Brazil, Colombia, Peru, and Chile. Colombia, there you go. Laura, you can watch it down there if you've got any interest in Robotech. I don't know if you're able to get it out where you are, May. It doesn't. I don't see you listed here, but I don't know if there's something that gets around that that you'd be able to see, or if it's of any interest to you, you can also check and see if Amazon still carries it, or if they will continue to carry it by the time they shows up on Funimation, because you never know. Funimation might be getting exclusive rights to stream. In that case, they may pull it from Amazon, but who knows? I have not heard one way or the other in terms of that. So if you guys are interested, check it out. Again, as the report said, it's only going to be the English version. I think they're remastering everything, and the Blu-rays will also be remastered. But I'm really hoping that they have the ability to show the subtitled original version, which may be kind of hard because from what I have seen of the original Japanese, there are sections taken out from various episodes, edited for the American market. So it'll that if they are going to show the uncut version, it's probably going to be a whole slew of other things that would need to be involved in that. But that's neither here nor there. It's there. It's available, coming in September for folks on Funimation. Or who have access to Funimation. So that'll be fun. Okay, so what are we currently watching? Well, the ones that I'm currently keeping up with are Saint's Magic Power, Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro, and Killing Slimes, both of which are moving toward the last couple of episodes for the season. Saint's Magic Power, episode 11, the last episode of the season drops next week, and something's going to happen. I just know it. Before I get to that, May pointed this out, that the alchemist that Sei visits, turns out she's the same voice actor. She's the same Shiyou as Owner from Bang Dream, from the Livehouse Space. Owner is in Saint's Magic Power. So hey, Bandori. There's the Bandori connection right there. It's awesome, which means that, as I was telling May on Twitter, that when I heard her in one scene, I was thinking, hey, okay. So Sei wants to experiment with her powers. Oh, so it's kind of like Sae wants to, work on a couple of guitar riffs at. Oh wait, she's not at Space. We're Isekai. Never mind. But no, it's kind of It's kind of neat to hear her there. Of course, while I was watching that episode 11, I kept flashing back to Bandori, and it wasn't. I had to remind myself. No, you're watching an isekai. You're not at Space. Yes, Jay. There's always a Bandori connection, just like the stickers. May, look at this. Did you see? Jay and Stuka got this for me earlier today. Belated birthday present. There's 3 stickers. Yes, you guys. Yes, I'm gonna show it again because May would love these. So there's Arisa. Yay! No, not even 7 degrees of Bandori. It's like 1 degree of Bandori. And then look at that. It's all the leads. There's Ron and Kasumi and Yukina and yes, and everybody. In this, one of my favorites. Look at that. It's Rimi Rin inside her choco carne. Yay. Look at that. Aren't those cute? Those are just so awesome. And speaking of Rimi, did I show this to you guys? When I got the big haul from from Animate USA last time. I showed you guys the big scushy, right? I got a mini one, and guess who it is? Remy! It's a little mini artboard thing. Look at that. Isn't that cute? So cute. So cute. But yeah, so yeah, my favorite, of course. Yes, of course, which kind of goes along with the keychain, right? Sort of, kind of, and then the other keychain, which I was showing off again. Yes, I just have to. I'm gushing. There's the other keychain. See, notice I've not opened this one yet. It's still sealed. I don't know when I'll open it. I don't know where it's gonna go. I'm gonna keep it in this for now. But in the meantime, I have this one, which is kind of flexy. There, and I've got stickers. So yes, yay stickers, yay fun. Yeah, so that was to Jay and Stuka. Thank you again. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. Yeah, okay, so Saints Magic Power. Yes, always the Bandori connection. Not even 6 degrees, not even 5 degrees. It's like 1 degree here. And then, as I was telling them earlier, May, I was telling you I'm watching Futariwa Milky Homes, and of course the two leads in there are Aimi and Ayasa, who are Kasumi and Arisa on Bang Dream. So there's the other connection, and I forgot to mention Jay and Stuka, the supporting characters. 4 of the supporting characters who were in the original series of Milky Homes, Tante Opera Milky Homes, also happen to be the 4 voices of one of the bands in season 1 of Bandori. So they kind of reprise their roles as the older, the older group, taking care of the younger crew. See, more Bandori connection. So anyway, so yes, Corinna the Alchemist is owner from Bandori, from Bang Dream, the anime, and it was nice to hear her there. Yeah, I was wondering, why does that voice sound familiar, and it wasn't until May pointed it out to me on Twitter. Does that sound like Owner? And yes, that was it. And I was trying to place it. I say, why does that sound so? But so anyway, so yes. What's next? So yes. So Saints Magic Power. Something. I'm of the opinion that. If you guys, not even 1 degree, just everything is Bandori. Yes, everything is Bandori. Yay! Yep, pretty much. I would say everything is Bandori. Of course, there's also we can't forget Naushka, which is a little pencil set that I got for my birthday way back. This is pretty cool. But anyway. That's the one of the few non-Bandori things. Well, no, not really that. I've got Gunsmith Cat's manga with me, and Appleseed manga, one of the original English translations. But that's that. We'll talk about manga in another show, which is sort of anime related, anime adjacent, because they eventually become anime. So we can talk about that. At another time. So yeah, Saints Magic Power. I think something's about to happen, having to do with the Grand Magus, Sir Drews. I want to say that there's something behind him that I think they clue us into to some degree, or they hint at it early on, as sort of a hidden darkness in him, for as much as he's being very helpful to Sei and the others, the knights of the land, and helping them out at various things. I think, and I could be completely wrong. We've got 1 episode to go, and I'm really hoping, and I'm sure May is hoping, and I'm sure if you guys have been watching, I'm sure you're also hoping too, that there's going to be a season 2, second season, and it's going to come soon. Surprise! It's already here, or will come. Not too far down the road. That there's a dark side to him that we haven't seen yet, and we're going to see by next episode, and something is going to drop because, and this is just a theory of mine, because up to this point everything's been pretty hunky dory for everybody involved. You know, Sei is finding out her power. I found it really interesting, and I think this is part of the hint that they gave us early on, that he was very, very intent in trying to learn more about her. Now, I could be, like I said, I could be completely wrong. It could be nothing, and there's another dark thing coming down the pipe for our characters. But I have a feeling something's about to turn for, yes, season 2, please. Something's about to turn by next episode, which will drop next week, because 11 just dropped. So something's about to turn. We may see, you may see a dark side to the Grand Magus. I believe that's the character. So Sir Drew's, that nobody's going to like, and right now they're in a very precarious spot. Which I think is the name of the episode. Something along those lines. So they're in a precarious spot. Something just happened, and we see him right in the middle of it. And I think there's going to be a nasty thing that's going to happen. That comes up having to do with him. Pardon me, folks. All right. So yes, season 2 I hope is coming soon. Yes, that would be very nice. Miss Nagatoro, I'm really enjoying what they're doing. I'm hoping. I haven't seen the latest episode, but the last one left with a challenge for our main characters, and I'm hoping it pays off. We've got 2 more. We got 11 has just dropped today, I believe it was, and then so next week we'll have episode 12, final episode of the season, or it may not be the final episode, and we'll get a 13, because sometimes that happens, and that would be cool if that happens. And I'm hoping maybe we'll get a 13 for Saint's Magic Power, or as you know, there's some like Gate had 26 episodes in one season, I think, unless there were 2 seasons that were set together, and then they just played everything together. But I just happened to rewatch that this past week, and I remember there were many episodes in, and it just said season 1. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, guys, double fingers crossed. So anyway, so I'm really curious to see what happens next in Nagatoro. I'm gonna probably watch that after the stream tonight, and I will report on it next week. I'm really enjoying what's going on between our 2 characters, between Senpai and Nagatoro. There's definitely a connection, that the 2 of them like each other, and it's one of those where they're not going to talk about it, but the way they act has changed since the beginning of the show. There's definitely less of a mean-spiritedness in it, and I'm going to guess the same thing happens in the Why You Bothering Me, that the other one that takes place in grade school, something similar to that, which I haven't quite seen that one yet. But it looks kind of fun. Gay in English. there's that English and originally in Japanese again. There we go. That we were talking about last week. Sub versus dub. That whole that take. I'm sure we'll get back to that. To that the eternal struggle between anime watchings. Do I watch it subtitles, or do I watch it with the local language? With the localization, depending on where you are. So yes, so I'm really enjoying. I'm sticking to original thesis. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, Stuka. If it works for you, I basically my thing from last week was, if it works for you, go ahead and watch it in whatever fashion you prefer. As of right now, I'm enjoying everything in Japanese, because in terms of practicing my Japanese, I will watch some sequences without subtitles and see how much I can get. And so far, I'm getting about. I have to rewatch certain bits. I will get about 40% of what they're saying, and then I'll have to look up some words and go, oh, okay, that's that word there, and okay, all right, it's what I was thinking. But I'm getting almost half of what they're saying. Well, I would say about half of what they're saying, and a lot of it's just vocabulary that it's not there for me yet. But I'm working on it, so yes, I'm hoping that'll help me out when I help out Haru with what I agreed to help her out with. But anyway, legendary anime. I'm gonna call you Densetsu. Welcome. Watching Tsukihime remake trailer, really good. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that one out. Tsukihime. I don't know if I have that on my list yet, but I will definitely write it down. So welcome, legendary anime JP fan 2. I'm gonna call you Densetsu because legend, the word for legend is Densetsu. So I'm gonna call you Densetsu. Densetsu. Legendary anime. So yes, Den. I'm gonna call you Den for short. Den, welcome to chat. There's Den. Say hello. You've seen him before, him or her before. Was there last week. There were there a couple weeks previous. Twice now. So welcome again. Glad to have you here. Tsukihime. I have written it down. I will go check it out. Remake. I'm sure it's probably on one of the 3 streaming services that I have, so I will definitely check it out. So yes, so I'm enjoying Nagatoro right now. I want to see what happens next in episode 12, and then hopefully, depending on how that turns out, I'm hoping there's a second season to that. Yes, you were here. What up, sir, ma'am? I don't know what to call you. Den. I'm gonna call you Den. Den-san. Welcome to the show. Yokoso. Irashaimase. We're not a shop, but you know what I mean. Movie's also coming out of fall season. As I've mentioned before, I'm not really big on, at least what I've seen of Neon Genesis, of Evangelion. I didn't get past the first episode. I got past the first episode and didn't make it past the second episode. I will say that I enjoyed what I remember reading of the manga over the anime, and it made me wonder if there was a change in the character, in Shin's character, in what's in the anime versus what was in the manga, because the manga is I remember enjoying it more and wanting to find more of the manga at the time. I think I just had volume 1 of the English translation from Viz Comics, and I never went and got the other ones. I would like to go back and check those out. I think he had a fairly different character behavior. He was not as whiny, which is my problem with Evangelion. The entire first episode and even the second episode, which is one reason I stopped watching, was the whining was incessant, and for as much as it wasn't working for me. It's also one of the reasons why I stopped watching was it the Terminator Chronicles, the one with River from what do you call it, from Serenity and Firefly, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, the whole prequel Terminator, where they're going around. John is an adult now, or at least he's in high school, and they're doing that whole thing. Yeah, I think I lasted about 4 episodes before the whining of why do I have to be the savior of the world just got to me, and I said, dude, just get with the program. Just I don't know. My guess is they're trying to create a character arc, but it was just the arc itself was pissing me off, so I stopped watching. But neither here, but again, that's just my feeling for it. I know there's a lot of quintessential quintuplets. I want to know what happens in the movie follow-up, because I gotta tell you, I'm team Miko all the way. Team Miko. I don't know who he's going to end up with, but I'm hoping it's Miku, because I like her. Out of all the sisters, I'm Team Miku all the way. Yes, so I'm all sold on quintessential on quintuplets. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It's really cute. It's a really neat anime, and I've enjoyed what I've seen. So I'm looking forward to the movie, which I can't remember when it's supposed to come out, but there's supposed to be a follow-up. Like the third season is going to be a self-contained movie kind of thing. So much like the self-contained movies for Wake Up Girls. And speaking of Wake Up Girls, you like Nino and Ichika? Yeah, they're really cool. Ichika especially, but you know what? Something about Miku for me. There's something about her just I was drawn to. So you can have Nino and Ichika. I'm gonna go with Team Miku, as I said, all the way. So speaking of Wake Up Girls. Not that I mentioned that, I did just that. Killing Slimes, episode 10. Yeah, exactly. See, I'm telling you, right? So hard to pick. Yeah, yeah. You see the problem there. I like the other sisters. Ichika, at one point, I was like, oh, well, maybe I'm, more to. No. It always comes back to Miku. It's just something about that sweetness that she radiates and kind of oozes. Not oozes. That's kind of a weird word. Although oozes is what slime does. And speaking of killing slimes, we'll get to that in just a second. No, she radiates that kind of very sweet nature about her. She's a little withdrawn, but within reason compared to the other four sisters, right? She's very much a little bit private, but once she gets drawn out, she comes into her own. And I think by the time we get to the end of season 2, she's very much come into her own. She's realized who she is, what she wants, that sort of thing. And I think that for the most part, that was kind of her arc in the show. The other ones had their arcs too, but I think I'm in terms of her maturation through the course of the 24 episodes, 24 episodes of the 2 seasons. I think she finally comes into her own. So I'm really curious to see what happens, how it is portrayed in the movie follow-up that's supposed to be the follow-up. Am I being redundant all over again? Anyway, so speaking of oozing, let's talk about Killing Slimes, episode 10, about the minstrel. Minstrel comes to town. Okay, when this started, and knowing what I know, and Jay and Stuka, yes, we have the Bandori connection again. Not yet. Princess Connect. So Killing Slime, I've been enjoying this. Lady Azusa is a hoot. She just wants to do, her own thing, and it's totally slice of life for her, and then, weird stuff starts to happen. But this episode with the minstrel, I don't know, was it just me, May? Did you get this too? Were they, because of who was in the cast, were they picking a page, or were they taking a page from Bang Dream or any other idol anime? Because the pretty much the focus of the episode was Cuckoo. Was the minstrel. Did I just screw up her name? I'm gonna look up her name right now because I feel like I need to do so. Minstrel. Level of minstrel came. Oh Lord, it's gonna play. Wait, sorry. Minstrel. Killing Slimes. Yes, death metal. Death metal. Cuckoo is the name of the character. Oddly enough, that's a little on the crazy side. But anyway, our death metal. Seriously, because she shows up first as doing death metal rock. I guess because if you have to be a minstrel, why not death metal, right? I mean, there could be worse things. But anyway, yeah. So I got the feeling that they took a page out of Bang Dream, not only because, and I mentioned Wake Up Girls, because we had Ayasa Ayasa-chan. Arisa was a guest voice last time. She played the fighter, Princess Connect Redive. Yes, I'm working on that one. Yes, you guys can get on me about food anime. I'm working on it. I told you I'm already watching Bento. And the Sweetness and Lightning, which is really cute. Yes, it is. But let me get to that real quick. Because I had a point. Because I'm guessing they wanted to take a page and kind of pay tribute to idol anime, because we had Ayasa as a guest star. She was the fighting slime from last episode. But as we know, one of the recent characters is the Leviathan sisters, who also is Hina from Paspare. Paspare, she's the guitarist. And we have Salsha, which, if you guys remember, or if you guys did see, is played by Tanaka Minami, who's one of the gals from Wake Up Girls. And I'm blanking on her name right now. She's the one in the yellow, which I like her, and I've watched some of her shows. She's a hoot. She's fun to watch. And of course, one of the other characters, one of the other sisters, the Leviathan sisters, is Ito Miku, who plays everybody's favorite Haro Happy lead, Kokoro, and her flips and her people, her black suit people, which couldn't you just picture having black suit people doing everything for you? I mean, they bring out all the special effects. They got your yacht. They bring out a gigantic balloon so that Michelle can dive off and not die because she's got jets attached to her suit. Yes. So, Full Dive RPG. Full Dive. That's the one where is that the one I'm thinking of? Full Dive, where it's like, is that the shittier one or whatever it's called? I think I started watching that and it was. I don't think it's my thing. I don't think it's my bag. Yes, Sweetness and Light is so cute. The little girl. Oh my God! Just when she talks, you get that. Oh, you just get the. I'm always saying yes. I did. Yes, exactly. Thank you, May. I wasn't the only one, but yeah, like you said, you're always thinking Bandori. Yeah, I was. I could have sworn I really wanted Cuckoo to be voiced by another Bandori connection, but alas, it was not. It was somebody else, who I think is a singer in her own right. So more power to her. But anyway, I think they've already got enough Bandori people in that show. Good enough for the rest of us, and I'm sure there'll be a few more down the pipe for that. So this week we were also going to talk about. I wanted to talk about another fun show that I've been watching, or that I've watched before, and I wanted to bring up because of part of the topic we had that I brought up last week. So, Wotakoi, Love is Hard for Otaku. If you guys haven't seen this one, it's really cute. Go check it out. It's on. I think it's currently on Amazon Prime right now. So there's 11 episodes in the anime. I believe there was a manga. It had two OVAs, and there's a third one due out in October of this year. And I think the latest news is that it's finishing up. The mangas are going to finish up, and then the third OVA is going to tie in, or is going to be released with the final chapter of that. Also turns out that last February they had made a live-action film version of Love is Hard for Otaku. So I'd be curious to check that out and see how it connects to, and see how they translate to live action, because I've seen some live actions translations or adaptations of anime. There's one that I'm thinking of. It's on. Is it Netflix right now? No, maybe it's on Amazon. But anyway, and I can't think of it. I can't think of the title. Mischievous Kiss. Mischievous Kiss. Which there's a couple of sequences, and I'm watching that. It's cute. It's cute, and I like the acting and I like the characters. But I'm noticing that there are certain sequences in there where it looks like they're trying to mimic an anime sequence of events, which doesn't quite work in live action. Because it looks almost too. It's so. What's the word I'm looking for? It's hyper exaggerated, which doesn't work in live action. I think live action, the comedy works better when it's not not quite subdued to where you don't see it coming, but there's a certain rhythm and reaction in live action comedy that works well. But when they try to mimic anime, it looks too over exaggerated, and it just doesn't quite look natural. Way of the House of... Oh, yes, that's another one that I need to look up. Thank you, May. I think you were talking about on Twitter that you were finishing up the manga, so I hope it works well. I know there's a whole slew of that, so that's another one I need to check out. Yeah, that's one of the things that I was noticing, and I know I looked it up somewhere. I think Mischievous Kiss was either a manga or an anime. I think it was an anime. Or there was an anime version of it, and I think it just looks like they over exaggerated some of the sequences or some of the actions or reactions in a couple of bits that it looked like, oh, it's a little, it kind of falls, it doesn't ring true. So I'm hoping if I check this out, the live action version of Love is Hard for Otaku, that it doesn't fall prey to that little trap. So if you guys have seen it, one of the things I like about this is the portrayal, for better or worse, the portrayal of otaku generally, or at least in for us in the West, nerds. It's not in any kind of demeaning or for comedic effect. I mean, there's some comedy in that it's more situational. They establish the four characters as, yes, they're otaku, but we're not going to make fun of them, which I think tends to happen more. I could not be sure. I'm sure it happens there too, but I tend to see it more, at least with Western shows, and I'm talking specifically of Big Bang Theory. Yes, the characters are nerds, but they're still treated, they're still treated as oddities to some degree. As much of a fan base, and as much as they're beloved by people who've watched them, myself included, because I can relate to some of the jokes that they do on the show. I mean, Star Trek, comic books, everything, Star Wars, the whole 9 yards. I'm all over that. I get all the nerd jokes, I get all the nerd references, but they're still being poked fun at, I think. And I liked Wotakoi, or Love is Hard for Otaku, because they don't make fun of the fact that they are otaku or nerds or geeks or what have you. They just treat them as, okay, there are these four people who happen to like these interests. Let's throw them in some situations, given their personalities, what's going to happen. Two of them are dating, the two of them begin dating, the other two are dating, and we throw them together, let's see what happens. And that's the comedy comes out from the situations and the stuff like that. So there's not, the focus is, I'm liking the fact that the focus is not so much on them being, the episodes aren't pointing at them and going, look at the nerds, they're falling in love, that sort of thing. It's just these four people, they happen to be nerds, but it's more of the romance and the interaction between them that makes it fun and cute, and at the same time, you get some of the, I'm sure there's lots of references to various jokes and tropes that show up in anime and manga and whatnot, and video games that they play off of. But again, I like that they don't make fun of the characters themselves in the way that they do, that I think they do in Big Bang Theory. And they always do it for comedic comedic effect, and to the degree that kind of still, I think in my mind, keeps most nerds in general still kind of ostracized. I mean, we've come a long way from when I was a kid being called a nerd and being, the odd man out, to now, pretty much nerds rule. I mean, a nerd is the head of Facebook for all intents and purposes. So you got the nerds basically made all the money and run Silicon Valley and all that. If you want to get into that whole side of things, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, the whole thing, Napster, that whole thing. But still, in Big Bang Theory, I think they're still looked at as the odd man out. Whereas in Love Is Hard for Otaku, the focus is on how can otaku find love? Can they find love? Can that relationship succeed? And that's basically the whole arc of the storyline, and I enjoy it. I like it because it's treating the characters as normal people who just happen to have a different set of interests than most people in general do, compared to them. And they talk about, is it easier to date a normal person rather than one, be with one because they're otaku and you're otaku, or in the case of us in the West, or in another sense, is it easier for nerds to date nerds in that sense? So there's that aspect. So again, I'm enjoying for that. And I brought it up because of what we talked about last week about, people getting made fun of for liking, there was that whole thing from last time on Twitter, oh, you really, you're in your 30s and you still watch anime, you must be, you must live in your parents' basement. Whether or not that's the case, there's, if somebody's still a Star Wars fan to this day and they're in their 50s and 60s or whatnot, so be it. Let them do their thing. Like I said before, I've been in a position where because I liked something that was looked down on by somebody in my life, and that kind of hurt because I wasn't looking down on the stuff that they liked, and yet for this one particular reason, because I liked something, I was made to feel like, well, you shouldn't be liking that. You're of a certain age, and but at this point, that's I couldn't care. That would not be something for me to decide on. So in that sense, I like the fact that this show celebrates being an otaku and liking all the the weird stuff that people don't normally like. So one of the reasons that it's finally this one, this will be my second rewatch of this, and I think it's gonna make its way into my general rewatch list, along with everything else that I've mentioned in the past. Tada Never Falls in Love, which is really cute. Real Girl, Golden Time, which you guys, whose kneecaps do I need to shatter? No, don't worry about it, Stuka. You're all good. It's in the past, so no need to shatter. It's done. It's done and gone. Let's just say. So yeah, no worries anymore. I think at this point, personally, in terms of being otaku, I don't know if I can call myself an otaku. I suppose in one sense I am a nerd. I watch anime, I read sci-fi, watch movies, and all that. So I can relate to this show because I think love is hard for otaku to certain degrees. I mean, I'm sure there are folks out there otaku out there who found each other, and I think that's great for them. I think I've at this point where I am, I don't know that there's any otaku around around my age. Had it been younger, I'm sure there is. I think most of the otaku I run into are far younger than I am. So I'm gonna be old man otaku. I'll be the equivalent of the lady with all the cats. I'll be the guy with all the anime, watching anime, streaming all day and all night. Unless I meet somebody who's, who likes anime, who likes thoroughbred horse racing, pirates, and watching movies. But we won't go into that. And if you know what I'm talking about, not a word, people. But anyway, no, that's anyway. But yeah, if you haven't seen Love is Hard for Otaku, check it out. It's on Amazon. One of my recommended lists, and I'll get to some of the other ones that I mentioned. Golden Time, which is a real fun one. Tada Never Falls in Love, which is on High Dive right now, and what's it? Real Girl. Real Girl is another cute romance rom-com anime. So I think that'll cover Love is Hard for Otaku this week, which is a fun show. Like I said, I'm looking forward to finding the live action film if I can find it somewhere. I'm sure YouTube is going to be my friend, or somewhere else that I can find those. And I would love to see the three OVAs that are associated with that movie. Speaking of OVAs, I still need to watch for the Wake Up Girl OVAs that May was telling me about. I've seen the first one, the prequel. I got to go find the two of them, right, May? 2 OVAs in addition for Wake Up Girls. Is that right? Okay. So those two, I'm going to look for those. If you guys haven't seen Wake Up Girls and you guys like idol anime, that's another fun one to check out. Again, that was one of the earlier ones that I looked into before Bandori took me away into the lives of the 5 girls who are my favorites. Before these 5. Before any kind of songs that they sing will bring me to tears. It's true. You guys, if you're really curious to watch me cry, maybe I'll do a live stream where I will watch an episode and you'll just see me bawl like a baby. Yes, I was telling May earlier. She said, "Oh, if you guys have a favorite Bandori song, tell me what it is, and I'll play a clip from Alive." That was in, I think it was either Bang Dream or Poppin'party song. And I said, "Oh, I've got one. My favorite is Starbeat Live at Budokan. No, don't play that because I'm about to go to work and I'm gonna cry because in the live they do a recreation of part of season 1, and just before they sing the song in the anime, Kasumi is saying that they were really hoping to play with Saya as their drummer, but she couldn't make it, so one day they'll play and they're going to start to sing Starbeat Hoshi no Kodo. And then in the anime, Saya shows up. She does the same thing. And I'm going to stop now because I can feel it. So I'm... Yeah. So there you go. I stopped it before something happened. But so anyway, I was about to do that, and so I had to not look at my Twitter feed this morning for a little bit so I could calm down. Incidentally, I also can't look at my phone anymore during the day when I'm at work because of the wallpaper that I decided to put. I will get sidetracked, and I'll share it here because you guys probably know who I'm talking about, right? There's my. Can you see my wallpaper? Nope, you can't. Here, there's my wallpaper. Yes, it's I, and so I can't look at my phone in the middle of the day because if I'm at work, I will get distracted and I won't get anything done. Yes. Yeah. May, don't start with Starbeat. Don't, not Hoshi no Kodo. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. We are approaching 9:33, which I think is a pretty good stopping point now for the show. I'm glad you guys were able to join me, and I stopped myself from crying on camera. But unless you guys want to see that, maybe I'll have to. Jay and Stuka, if you want to see that, invite me over and we'll watch the first. Let's see. Yeah, first 3 episodes of Bang Dream, and I will start bawling at the end of episode 3. It's like I said, it's happened before. It'll happen again. 10 rewatches right now. I think 11. We're gonna be on 11 rewatches, and every single time, I'm telling you, which I'm sure those of you who have rewatched season 1 is gonna happen again. So yeah, so we'll save the rest for next time. Skihime, the remake, I'm gonna check that out. Thank you, Den-san, thank you for that. And I think Princess Reconnect is the other one you guys were talking about. Yes. Do I have that mini Kleenex? Yeah, buy more. I will bring a couple boxes. I'll probably go through at least a box. At least half a box of the, like one of these guys. I will go through pretty much. Well, I don't really use it. I just go ahead and let it go when I'm at home, and then clean up afterwards. But yeah, a box. 3 episodes in, we'll probably, let's see, that will bring us to Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. That will bring us to Kira Kira. Yeah, that will bring us to Kira Kira. Episode 3. Yeah, that's a good point. And then if you really want the full on, we need to get to episode 8, because that's the part where Saya shows up. And I'm gonna stop now before I start thinking about it. And I may just have to rewatch season 1 tonight. Because of that, thank you guys. This will be number 11. So I will report back to everybody. There's enough coffee in here that keep me up for that's 6 hours. I'm actually gonna do this. Right, we're gonna have a rewatch tonight. If you're still on Twitter, I'm gonna tweet. I'm watching episode 3 now. I've begun crying. I can't see anything right now because my eyes are anyway. So yeah, have fun. That'll be fun. I will keep in touch with everybody. I'll probably start the rewatch in about half an hour. So I have decided what I'm gonna do. Wait. No, I still have to finish watching Maho's birthday stream. I've got about 45 minutes left of that before it leaves, because I've got it on time shift. So after I finish that and finish laughing, because it's a lot of fun. Her birthday stream, and I will watch it starting after that. So next week, come back here. We'll be on episode 8. We're gonna bypass episode 7, which is that point, the milestone. We've done 7 episodes already of the stream, the podcast adjacent show. I'm glad you guys were here to join me. Thanks for coming out, everybody. Stuka, Jay, May, Densetsu, Field Medic, I know you're still there, and Haru, I know you're there. Laura, thank you for coming out. We missed you last time, but I hope you can join us again. I'm too bad Amber wasn't here and we didn't get Ayako, but I'm sure they're off doing some other stuff. So thank you guys again for coming. Laura, again, it was good to see you. Haru, be in touch. Just keep retweeting all that non-chan stuff on Twitter, because they're a lot of fun, and all the Kudoharu pictures where she's a little imp, because I think that looks a lot of fun. She's got that kind of impish look, like she's about to cast a spell and curse you for all eternity. So anyway, thanks a lot for coming out to the chat, guys. We'll see you next time, next week, Saturday, 8 o'clock. Pacific time, 11 o'clock Eastern if you're there, 12 noon Sunday JST, depending on where you are on that end of the world. We'll see you then. So it would be 10 o'clock Columbia time. Laura, I hope you can make it next time because it's fun having you on the show. Yay, Bandori. We're going to, yes, again, I have the t-shirt. Poppin' Party. All right, so we'll see you guys next time. And remember to subscribe so you get notifications. Or just follow me on Twitter. Yes, May, it was very fun. Again, more Bandori. I'm going to enjoy enjoy the rewatch. I will. We'll see you guys next time. And then, follow me on Twitter for news on when the streams are going to go. And then we'll be back. All right, so we'll see you guys.